Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Guess what time? Guess what time? Guess what time it is? It is time for the Ruby Girl Talk, and your favorite Ruby Girl is here tonight. I feel like I haven't seen y'all in a long time. I don't know why. And I was just on last week. So that just shows you how much I really, really miss seeing y'all each and every week. So I am Kay, your favorite Ruby Girl, and Ruby Girl comes from Proverbs 31 and 10. Yes, I'm not going to go into it because first, I am so excited, so amazed, so humble to have Dr. Shavona Whitehead on my show tonight. Hello, Doctor. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you tonight?
I am amazed because you are here. So I just want to welcome you to the Ruby Girl Talk. And for everybody that's out there watching, I want you to share because sharing to me is caring. And if you care about us and you care about those that you know, you want them to hear what she has to say tonight. Every one of my guests that come, they impact the lives of those that they're listening and listen. And I don't expect anything less from Dr. Shavona. She is an expert at speaking and writing. Whatever she do, she has a high God standard. So you be prepared for to hear the best. You hear me? The best. So, Dr. Shavona, what I want you to do is share this on your page, but you probably already have because you are good at what you do. And while you're sharing it, oh, a new word, sharing, y'all, that's a new word, sharing. That means that you are sharing and caring at the same time.
At
All
the
right,
same
y'all.
time.
Yes, I'm going to end up with a word in the dictionary yet. So let me tell you about Ruby Girl. Ruby Girl actually is the brand of His Designs LLC. I am the CEO of His Designs LLC, and our mission is to creatively bring Christ to the nation. I haven't said that in a long time, but that is our mission. We want to bring Christ to the nation, but you have to be creative with it. You have to catch people's hearts, but you catch their hearts by using the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so you can go
Absolutely.
to rubygirl.net and you can see the Ruby Girl merchandise. And Ruby Girl comes from Proverbs 31 and 10. Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above the price of a ruby? So that makes you ladies rare, virtuous, and certainly valuable. And so, guess what, y'all? The Ruby Girl contest launched yesterday. So I'm looking for the Ruby Girl of 2022. I'm looking for that Ruby Girl that knows her worth, knows her value, or maybe she don't, but she's willing to step up to the plate to represent the brand of Ruby Girl. Like I posted today, I'm an introvert and I'm shy. Don't laugh, please don't laugh, but I am shy. See, you're laughing. But I am. But the Ruby Girl brand makes me press up out of who I am and makes me press forward. So I'm looking for that Ruby Girl that's ready to press forward and that will represent the brand. And let me tell you what you can win. So you can win a Ruby Girl bag. Is leopard is being developed now. Is leopard, and you get all types of stuff in it. Every week I'm going to be showing you what I'm putting in the bag. Now the Ruby Girl of 2021, Lisa Drayton. Dr. Shavana, her bag was so full of stuff and she
Wow.
had to share it. She had books, she had special made glasses. And the Ruby girls, let me tell you, every week I was giving away a prize. So I would pick their names. They won glasses, they won cash apps, they won everything, but they had to do tasks. We had so much fun. So go to, I'll put it in the posting section up above, click that link, but after the show and register to be a root to get into the contest. Let me tell you, the contest is awesome. The contest is going to change your life. So let's get to Dr. Shavona. Dr. Shavona, I want you to introduce yourself to our audience. Those that know you will know you a little bit better, and those that don't will get to know you.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to come and share. I don't take it for granted. Well, in case you don't know me, I am Dr. Shavona Whitehead, better known as Dr. Vaughn. I am a preacher, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a life coach, I'm an entrepreneur. Listen, I am just here to make sure that the will of God for my life is fulfilled. And so I have various empowerment groups. One of them is called Manifesting More with Dr. Vaughn. And then, of course, I have my She's More Now life and empowerment coach. Some of my mentees are on here tonight, as always, that they share and support with me. And so, listen, I am that one that's just out here trying to fulfill what God has assigned for me to fulfill in the earth.
Wow, I love that. Your mission is all about God. It's not about you. And because of that, we already know your mission is fulfilled. And you, like you said, you have a lot on your plate. So, Shavona, my first question is, girl, you're an author, you're a speaker, you're a business owner, you're a mentor, wife, and mom on top of that. How are you able to be effective in each of these roles? Not one, but every single role that you play, you're effective in it.
And so my answer would be two words: self-care. For me, I'm very, very heavy on self-care. My mentees will tell you, anybody that know you will tell you, I am very heavy on self-care. One day out the week belongs to me. One day out the week. I don't care how heavy things are. One day out the week belongs to me. And then the rest of the days, I'm time management. I have certain days that I cook. I make sure and that I have handled the wife thing. I have certain days that I make sure the kids are good. Then I have certain schedules where I only do mentoring on certain days. Well, then I only do my business, my accessories business on certain days. And so I am strategically aligned. I don't mix stuff on different days because I don't allow myself to be overwhelmed. I put certain things in their certain pockets. I leave them there. And if it doesn't get done that next day, it goes over to the next assigned day for that thing. So time management for me is everything, but my self-care days, that's what's key for me.
I love it. I love it. We It's hard to find a day of self-care. We might put in maybe a hour, but you have a
Mhm.
whole day. So
Mhm.
that means 6 days you working on something, but it's biblical. You're supposed to rest. We're supposed to have a day of rest. It's ordained by God. God did it. So if
Mhm.
God, and we know God is the busiest person in the world, in the universe, outside of the universe. And if he can take a day to rest and he only had worked, what, 6 days? And he was like, yep, let me rest. He was our example. So I commend you for that.
Yes,
And like you
ma'am.
said, time management. And I think everybody get 24 hours. But sometimes it feel like we only get 12 hours because we haven't managed our time like we should. And so y'all gonna have to connect with Dr. Shavona so she can give you some time management tips and tools. Am I right? You're gonna have to
Yes,
let her
ma'am.
coach you on that, and that will make you more effective. Look, we're working 7.5 days. I'm at we're working 7.5 days, and we're not doing as much as she is. I told her, I said, I don't have children. I don't have a hubby. And I was like, I'm not doing half of what you're doing. It's all about time management. I wouldn't even tell you most of my time is spent napping. But anyway, you'll get on me later about that. So tell us about She's More Now and the butterfly experience. I'm very curious about that.
So She's More Now is my baby. I saw my mentees in the comment section. She's More Now is my baby. It is my mentoring program, and it is based off of the butterfly experience. The word more stands for motivated overcomers being restored and empowered. Motivated overcomers being restored and empowered. And I teach my ladies how to break out of the box and show up as their authentic selves daily. And I take them through the process of the butterfly to let them know where you were, how you transform. Sometimes you got to be tucked away into a dark spot to develop, and then what you come out as. But you're still who you are, even at the caterpillar stage. You're who God created you to be, even at the beginning, while you're waiting for the end to happen.
It's amazing.
And
And I
so that's what I love. I'm fascinated with butterflies.
it's the process of, you see the butterfly being this wormy thing. I probably would step on it not even
Mm-hmm.
knowing that what it's going to turn into. And so I think with all of us, we start off as this wormy thing, not
Mm-hmm.
knowing who we're going to turn into, but you help people through that process to become the butterfly. You nurture them and you
Mm-hmm.
have to show them this is where you at now, but this is where you're going to, this is who you're going to turn out to be. And I think we need that vision of
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, of how we transform. Because God is always, as you said, cutting us. God is always forming us something different. And I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we think we're stuck. We think we're always going to be this wormy thing. That's what I call it, this wormy thing.
Uh-huh.
Not knowing that we got wings inside us, not knowing the potential that we have in us. But I like what you're doing. You're pulling this up out of these women. Like you said, you're showing them their authentic self.
Well, but see, and that whole premise starts with I have to help them to get rid of the false narratives. You talk about that slimy thing. Most of them come to me with the false narrative that the slimy thing is all they're ever going to be. And so once I can help them tunnel through and break the false narratives that have held them captive and stuck, then they can start that journey to actually start developing. They can start that breaking away. They can start that, that process where they can go into the cocoon and they can go through the development stages and keep in mind that that butterfly is coming. Keep in mind that this is a process to where they need to be. But I have to get them first to realize you won't always be this slimy thing. You won't always be this thing just swarming around. There's more for you than where you are.
Because the cocoon is actually protecting you as you transform.
Absolutely.
And I believe you're showing people that what you're going through now is actually shaped at that cocoon that you're going through, that you're in. And it might seem to us like a storm or a trial or low self-esteem or no confidence. Is actually protecting you and shaping you to when you come out as that beautiful butterfly. The butterfly, I don't think ever looks back and want to be that slimy thing again.
Nah.
Because now, yes, not that slimy thing couldn't fly, but that butterfly has a whole new world. Can you imagine you have crawled through life, and once you, Dr. Shavona, show that person who they really are supposed to be, and now they're that butterfly. Now they can fly. Now they're free. Now there's a whole new world for them. So being that slimy thing is you being in bondage, being captive. But once
Mm-hmm.
she take you through that process, that mentorship, then you free. That's when you can soar and you look down and be like, oh my goodness, I never thought I wasn't even capable of
Mm-hmm.
going this high. Yes, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it, Dr. Shavana. Anything else
Yeah.
you want to say about your mentorship?
Um, no, just one thing. You said something about that cocoon thing, and it prompted one of the statements I use with all of my mentees when they get in that tight spot where they're uncomfortable about the cocoon. They're uncomfortable with being alone. They're uncomfortable with being segregated. They're uncomfortable with the dark space, or as you call it, the stormy space. I always tell them it's not rejection, it's protection,
Mm.
because sometimes they will look at it as maybe I'm doing something wrong and that's why I'm here. But it's like you said, this is a place that I'm actually being protected, not because to harm me or not for my demise, but it's really to develop me. It's protecting me because of what is actually growing in me. I can't, if I stayed on outside of cocoon, my wings wouldn't develop. If I stayed on the outside of cocoon, my whole body and my shape wouldn't develop. I wouldn't learn, I wouldn't have had the tools to fly unless I actually went in the cocoon. As long as I was on the outside of cocoon, I was just squirming around. But once I took the time for isolation and once I took the time to be in that dark space where only me and God dwell, that's when I could develop and I could become the more that He already said I was.
That's amazing. And as you was talking, this is revelation, y'all. God's flowing through both of us, giving us new revelation about this cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
Only you can go in that cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
There's never two in that cocoon. It's always one. There's never two butterflies emerge. And I think that's what we have to learn, especially as women, that it's okay to be by yourself. You and God. Don't be afraid to just be you and God. It's okay. It's a secure
Mm-hmm.
place. It's a safe place when it's you and God. Because I think for a lot of us, we understand that when it's me and God, it's some things about myself I have to face. It's some things about myself that I know, but I was like, I haven't dealt with. And I think that's why we don't want to get in that cocoon with just me and the Lord. Nobody else around you to pump you up, to lie to you, or to use you for their advantage or tell you what you should be. Because in that cocoon, there's no influence.
There's
It's,
no
it's just
influence.
you being formed. Oh,
Yeah.
this is good, Shavona. Thank you. This
Yes,
is
my
great.
pleasure.
This is great. So y'all, look, we got deep there for a minute, but now we about to go shopping. Ladies, don't we love to shop and don't we love jewelry? So we're gonna go shopping with Dr. Shavona Whitehead. All right. So Dr. Shavona, how did House of Treasure get started? Because I see you mentoring and then I see the House of Treasure. Connect that for me. And I'm gonna start
Uh,
sharing the screen so people can see what you got out there on the House of Treasure.
so actually, House of Treasure started well before the mentoring. I'm an accessories lover, but then I found out that most people were wearing accessories to actually dress up what they didn't like. So I wanted to create a space. House of Treasures, the premise behind House of Treasures was to enhance the treasure in you, not to dress or cover up the treasure, but to actually enhance the treasure in you, to let you know when you put this jewelry on, you're amazing. When you put this jewelry on, you're royalty. When you put this jewelry on, all of my custom bracelets normally have a message on it because I want people to know you're a queen, you're strong enough, you're beautiful. So most of them have, like that one right there says you are enough. Most of the jewelry is the custom bracelets are empowering of some kind, but the premise behind House of Treasures is to enhance the treasure that you already are. Like, look yourself in the mirror and smile. When you put that on, that jewelry not making you, you making it. It's just enhancing what you already are. And so I had House of Treasures 9 years ago.
Mhm.
I had House of Treasures, and that's because my love of jewelry, and that's where it just blossomed into that. And I still have it, and I love it. Appreciate all of my customers that continue to shop with me. And then the mentoring program came because I have been literally mentoring and speaking into the lives of women for well over 15 years. I just decided to become certified, to actually make it. I wanted to actually develop and not just be telling people what I felt, but I wanted to give them quality guidance. So I became certified and then decided, hey, we're going to keep the accessories business, but now we're going to walk out what I've been, called to do anyway. And that was to serve the women.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
God uses so many tools in our ministry. You
Mm-hmm.
know, people might look at it as earrings or necklaces, but it's more than that. It empowers. She has also jewelry on here for men. She got purses. Oh, y'all, look at this fedora. I have somebody that love fedora, Dr. K. And I love this. And look, y'all, this right here is also, she has it in a different pattern. See, I've been on your website, girl.
she said, yep, because I've been on there.
Uh-huh. See, it's zebra. And y'all,
Yes.
if y'all win the Ruby Girl bag, this pattern goes with the Ruby Girl bag. Hint, 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 hint.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I love that. Look, I really like that. And you know, I'm looking for stuff for the Ruby Girl bag too, Dr. Shavana. So,
Yes, ma'am.
so y'all see, she even got clip-on earrings. Oh, this is really, really nice. So, Dr. Shavana, you have something that you want to share with those that are interested in purchasing something tonight. You put something in the
Absolutely.
chat for them.
So, absolutely. So, to all of you that are watching tonight's broadcast and tonight's conversation, the Ruby Girl Talk, listen, if you shop on my website from today through Thursday, if you use the code Ruby Girl, all capitals, Ruby Girl, all capitals, one word, Ruby Girl, put it all together, all capitals, you will get 20% off of your purchase today through Thursday. You can come back as many times as you want. Use the code Ruby Girl. It's now activated right now through Thursday, and you can enjoy yourself, stock up. We got sunglasses on there, bracelets, earrings, necklaces, custom bracelet. I mean, we got a little bit of everything. And so you can treat yourself to some end of the summer little cutie things, prepare yourself for the fall. Listen, that code is good for you. All of you that will watch this and that will watch the replay, it will be active until Thursday.
Okay. And so today is the 6th. So to the 8th.
8th.
For those that's September the 8th, 2022, if you were watching the replay. So y'all, I put it in the chat. The code for the 20% off is all caps Ruby Girl. Y'all, I'm about to tell y'all. I'm ordering that necklace that matches the leopard bag. And it might go in the bag and it might not. So you just got to enter the Ruby Girl contest to find out. But that necklace, because I might keep it for myself because I'm getting me a leopard print Ruby Girl bag. I'm sorry, I'm shopping. I'm the host. Kay, pull it in, get it together. All right, Dr. Shavona. See, your stuff is so beautiful. I really
Thank you so
love it.
much.
It really is. All right, ladies, guess what time it is? It is time for the 60-second break. So during the break, what I do, I go out there, I look at our social media, see what everybody is saying. And I see y'all are putting this in the chat about the code. Oh, they about to go shopping, Dr. Shavona. And so she's going to give us a 60-second pitch. And while she gives us a 60-second pitch, I'm going to go on Facebook, see what everybody is saying. But I want y'all to share. Press that share button right now. 1, 2, 3. It's free to share. Go ahead, Dr. Shavona. Blow our minds.
So while she is taking care of that, I just wanted to announce to you, I just recently released my newest book, The Cutting That Made Me Whole. It is about the journey of manifestation to promise for me. We're going to talk about it tonight, but listen, if you want to get a copy, it's available on my website, www.shavonawhitehead.com. Simple, just my name, www.shavonawhitehead.com. I promise you, when you get this book book is going to bless you. Trust me, it's going to ignite something in you. But I ask that you, even if you don't want to get it, share it with somebody else. Tell them to grab it. As she said, it's free to share. Just click that share button and come chat with us the rest of the evening, because I believe something's going to be said tonight to help you.
Oh, you want to
mute? Yeah. And so while she's still going, getting all of that together. Also, when you go to the website, you'll see some empowerment tees, because I believe that as you're going through your journey, you need to sometimes remind yourself. So there's some t-shirts on there that say my healing is personal. There's some t-shirts that says my journey is somebody else's freedom. There's a t-shirt that's on there that says my battle is working for me. So make sure you head over there, grab you all of that, put it all in your cart, grab that too. And hey, it'll bless you tonight.
Great. I love it. I love it. Whoo, girl, we got some commentees tonight. Commentees. New word, y'all. Again, commentees. All right. Let's see who's out there. All right. Lisa Yvette Jones is in the house. Oh, Pele. Oh, Pele is the lady of love. Truly, she is. Melissa Robinson is in the house. Darlene is in the house. And Melissa said, yes, self-care is essential. Lisa Yvette Jones, second that self-care is crucial. Fly Pele say, fly. First, love yourself. That's beautiful. Yes. And then let me see. Oh, Melissa Major said, I need your number. I want more. I need your number, girl. I need to connect with her. She said self-care and time management. She said that's what she needs. Oh my God, we all need it. And mentees are present. They're in the chat. Yes. Renee Bernard, how are you? She's out there. And one of your mentees says, Melissa says, I'm no longer stuck. Tanae, I hope I said her name right. Tanae Smith, Janella. Oh my God.
Both of them are. Both of them are as well.
Yes, they said the cocoon is a safe place. They love when you said it's not rejection, but it's protection. I'm telling you, you're delivering somebody tonight. Trying to see anybody else out there I miss. Hopefully, if I miss you, I'm sorry, but thank you for watching. When I tell you, you have lit up our comment section just with what you're speaking tonight, Dr. Shavona. I'm on fire. You see the smoke? See the smoke? Thank God I don't have a smoke detector in this room, because it would be going off. You are bringing it. So we're in the second part of our show. So first we begin with talking about our business, but we want to talk about this book, definitely want to talk about her book, her new book that she has out. I'm so excited for her. I'm excited for everybody that take the time to write a book because it's not easy. You have to inspire yourself, you have to discipline yourself. So tell us about this book that you briefly just gave us a
Ooh.
preview about, The Cutting That Made Me Whole.
So just listening to the name of it, I know it sounds like an oxymoron that a cutting would actually make you whole. But it actually, this book is about my journey. I bring you into my closet, not as a victim, but to actually tell you how my journey made me who I am today, how the tragedies actually became my triumphs, and how the whole cutting process, the book is written like a surgical procedure. And it actually takes you through the entire process where I had to realize that it wasn't always an outside or external issue. Sometimes the issue was me. And I had to realize that whether the issue was infectious on the outside or infectious on the inside, because when you go through surgery, you can have a mass growing on the outside, or you can have an infection growing on the inside. And that's what I talk about in there, is because I had to come face to face with me. And as I began to actually figure out who I was and how I had to go through various cutting experiences, I had to go through cutting experiences through being abandoned, being rejected, and that's where the whole, it's not rejection, it's protection. Because when I went through the rejections season, I was trying, throwing temper tantrums and everything. And God had to say to me, this isn't rejection. I'm protecting you because there's something I'm doing. I am protecting you. I had to let them cut you. I had to let them cut it off. Because if I didn't let them cut it off, you would have stayed connected to a life source that was no longer bringing life to you. If I did not allow certain cutting to be happen to you, you would have stayed connected to infectious things that would have done nothing but continue to infect you. And so when we talk about that whole cutting experiences, many of us want the glitz and the glamour, but many of us don't realize that there is a cutting away that has to happen sometime, because we're carrying a lot of baggage. We're carrying a lot of weights. And some of these weights and stuff that we carrying have actually polluted our thinking, polluted our actions, polluted our own views of us. And so in this whole book, I talk about the cutting that made me whole. Everything that I went through was necessary. And when I shifted my perspective and stopped looking at it from a victim mode, I began to see the levels of victory in my cutting. I began to see that each cutting was a level of victory. The victory wasn't the full manifestation, but I had levels of victory. Every time he cut me, it didn't feel good, but it was getting me to the next place. Every time he sliced something off, I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. It was lonely, but it got me to the next place. And all that cutting, he was the master surgeon with the scalpel. He cut all that stuff away. And that's what you see today. I got all that junk cut away, and he's still working on me, but I got a lot of stuff cut away. And now I am the authentic me. I don't put on, I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm not walking in anybody else what they think I should do. I am walking in the authentic steps that were created for me.
That's powerful.
And so that's the book. I don't want to tell you too much because I want you to get the book. I don't want to tell you too much.
Tell a little bit more.
But I will tell you this. It goes on. One of the major experiences in the book that I talk about is the sudden death of, just to give you a clip, the sudden death of my grandfather who raised me in 2018 was one of the most major cutting experiences in my life. And I go into detail in the book, but he pastored a ministry for 50 years. I served with him for probably 10 of them. But after he suddenly passed, my anointing was no longer good enough. And I began to go through a season where I questioned whether or not I was ever good enough, whether or not I was ever anointed enough, whether or not I was ever, qualified enough. Though I knew what I did, I knew the work that I put in, but I began to question that if they don't think that I'm anointed up, maybe I wasn't. And that's when God had to check me. He said, who called you, me or them? And when I actually had to be cut away, that lonely cocoon experience where he cut everything off and it was just me and him. What you say, me and him in that cocoon? Me and him got to know each other like we ain't never known each other before. But then also, Shavona, not the doctor, Shavona got to know Shavona. I began to learn who the authentic me was, cut away from everything. That's when I started learning who I really was. That's when I started loving the real me. Without any pretensions, no, without any extra fluffing up. I just started to learn me. What you mean that by that, Dr. Vaughn? I love my flaws. I love my failures. I love my success. I love my shortcomings. I love my, my blessings. I just love the total package of me. Even in my brokenness, I still love me. And when I got to that point, that's when I realized that wholeness was taking place. I was now not just existing anymore. I was being made whole. And so now I don't have any anger for anything that any experience, not at all. It made me who I am today.
I love what you said at the end. Your experiences made you who you are today. And that resonates with me because I had to come to peace with my past. That if all this tragic stuff hadn't happened to me or you, we wouldn't have the story, the power behind our testimonies that we have now. How impactful is somebody to say, "Oh, I never had no problems whatsoever. I had a golden spoon in my mouth, but I'm here to tell you everything is going to be all right." You can't connect with that because this person hasn't been in the trenches. This person don't understand what it means when it's more against you than it seemed like it is for you. But it's ironic that you said God had to cut you to make you whole. I thought about a pie. A pie is already whole. And when we cut it, we cut into pieces. But God does the opposite of everything. He cuts to make us whole. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
He pulls out of us the very thing we think we need that we hanging on to. That's the very thing that's keeping us from loving ourselves. And I'm going to say this, it's hard there sometimes to love yourself. It is to love somebody else because you can love your child to death. Your child can do stuff that you did, but you still love that child, but you still are holding condemnation over yourself or guilt and fear because you something that you did and your child did the same thing, but you have compassion for them and you understand them. And you're right. I love how you said the book is like written in a surgical procedure. That is very strategic. Very strategic. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I have to order my book. That might go in the bag or it might go in my bag. Y'all gotta pray for your favorite Ruby girl because she wanna just take everything for herself. Y'all, I'm trying to share because what did I tell y'all? Sharing is care, right? So Dr. Shavona, I have to take my own advice and share with these ladies. So ladies, you got to make sure you get this book. How do they get the book?
And so you can acquire the book at my website, which is www.shavonawhitehead.com. Right on the website, all you have to do is click on it and select the book, add it to your cart. It'll be shipped out to you. And it's always shipped out with a little message from me inside of the book right now, as we're still in the launching phase of it. So there will be a message. It will be autographed by me. And so you can get it right there. That means you can shop 24 hours a day. You can secure your book.
All right. Melissa put it in the chat. Y'all just have to click on it. And plus it's in the section up above in the posting section. And guess what? You done gave somebody a sermon. They said he cuts to make us whole. I gotta preach that. So you're already yes, preach it. Let us know when you preach it too, girl. So what are the 3 things that you want your readers to take away from the book? The very 3 things you want them to take away.
So one thing, let me for the person that's doing the sermon. So my book, part of my book about the cutting experience has to do with Gideon while you're studying.
Mm.
So I use Gideon, give the scripture about Gideon when I talk about the whole cutting experience. So you work that in there somehow. But listen, if I told anybody to take anything away, the whole cutting experience is about perspective. In my book, I tell you the importance of perspective. If you're always looking at it from the state of a victim or the state of how somebody did you wrong, you'll always be stuck, tied to the sting of the hurt, tied to the pain, and you'll never be made whole. So the first thing I want you to do when you read the book is shift your perspective. The second thing I want you to do is embrace the journey of cutting, because it will shift the trajectory of your life. Don't fight it, embrace it, even if that cutting is with you. That's probably the hardest part of the book, is I discuss how some of the cutting was my fault. I had to own that some of the cutting that was necessary was because of my own choices. So learn how to face you. And then the last thing that I would say is allow the weights and the masses that have been keeping you stuck in your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. Allow God to cut them off. Why are you holding on to it? Allow him. I know the journey doesn't feel good. I know the journey doesn't look good. I know it even seems unfair. But allow God to cut what he needs to cut, and don't use anything to supplement while he's cutting. Because in the book, I talk about over-the-counter supplements. You have to get the book to read that chapter. But I talk about how we sometimes use supplements. He cut us and we go get a supplement. No. When he cuts us, let him cut it. He don't need you to replace it. You just got to let him cut it. And then when you allow him to cut it, then you can show up as your whole self. And when you show up as your whole self, I'm here to be a witness. It's the most liberating and free thing ever. No, my life isn't perfect. No, everything isn't together. I got storms and issues like everybody else. But the peace that rests on me from my free place don't allow any of those to interrupt my day. I have my moment, and then I remember it might be just another cutting. And I leave it at that. But I'm walking in so much peace and freedom. Nothing about my past or my journey holds me hostage anymore. I don't have the sting of it or nothing. That's why I can talk about it and smile. It is what it is. It got me to be me.
Thank you. That was powerful. So tell us what's next for you. What you got going on?
So here's the funny thing is, so my team and I actually, we're going to actually start navigating our 2023 calendar. The only thing left I have this year is every year. So I'm also a giver. So every year I have an annual Thanksgiving giveaway where I actually give to single mothers and seniors for Thanksgiving. I give them a full basket of Thanksgiving dinner. It has a turkey and all the sides. Last year, I was able to service over 50 people. And so every year I strive to serve more. It started out being just 20 families. Last year, I served 50. I partner with my god brother, and he helps me to actually do this. And so Thanksgiving is coming. You'll see my post and everything about the donation so that we can serve another 50 this year. Because I believe that we have not just been put here just to exist, but we need to be helping each other. And there are so many people out here that need help. I am a servant at heart. I don't care what I got going on. I'm going to find time to serve. And I believe I owe God that. I'm alive because of God. So I owe God my service. And so that's what we have coming up is I have coming up the Thanksgiving giveaway that's going to be in November, but then me and my team are going to start planning. We got some great things in store for 2023. So if you are not connected to me, hit that social media, add me as your friend, stay connected to me as we start doing things. You do not want to miss anything that we're doing. In the spring, our annual Restore Your Roar brunch will be coming back. Yes, and our motto is we came out with something to say. So make sure you stay connected to me. I promise you, me and my team got some great things that's coming in 2023.
Amazing. Those are amazing things. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Dr. Shavona, you have blessed me and the audience on tonight with your energy, the strength. That's not a new word. And the strength and power that you are flowing by the Holy Ghost. The Holy Spirit is definitely using you tonight. And I pray that the audience out there are taking your words to heart, and the cutting, if they're being cut, that they become okay with the cut, that know that if God is cutting you, he's making you whole. He's cutting away the
Yes.
things that's been holding you back, the things that you've been crying out in the night. Lord, help me with. Lord, deliver me from. Lord, I want to be this way. Not understanding the process of what God is going to take you through to become that beautiful butterfly. So, Dr. Shavona, I want you to close us out. You have a 2-minute close out, and then I'll wrap it up. Go ahead, Dr. Shavona.
Yep. So for those of you who are watching, my first book is the I Am More Now Empowerment Journal. And more, once I say it again, more stands for motivated overcomers being restored and empowered. You have to understand that you are the more that God said you are. Life has a way of making you second guess who you are. Circumstances have a way of knocking the wind out of you. People have a way of putting false narratives on you and keeping you subjected and bound by their thoughts of what you should and should not do. I hope tonight that as you had a conversation, this chat with us, that you will realize that not only are you more, that even in your process of cutting, this is a journey to the manifestation of promise that is in your life. Whatever needs to be cut off, let God cut it off. Whatever needs to be removed, let God remove it. Whatever needs to be taken away, let God take it away. You deserve freedom and wholeness. Yes, I'm going to say it again. You deserve freedom and wholeness. I'm going to say it one more time. You deserve freedom and wholeness, because too often we think because we know what we've done that we don't deserve to be free. We know, because we know the mistakes that we made, we don't deserve to be whole. Well, I came by to be the bearer of the good news to let you know you deserve to be free. You deserve to be whole. You deserve to have more. So as you're going through the cutting that made you whole, make this healing personal. I don't care what you're going through. Let it be known that your battle is working for you. Your battle is about to become your bridge to your blessing. So when you allow your battle to become your bridge to your blessing, you can look at it and say, you don't have any power over me. I'm using you. I know you showed up to distract me, but now I'm using you to get to where I need to be. So listen, embrace it. Embrace it. Why? Because your journey is somebody else's freedom. You making it means somebody else is going to make it. You getting to the finish line means somebody else is going to get to the finish line. You can't give up here. There's too much at stake. So whoever it is, I encourage you tonight, allow God to cut what he needs to cut, because wholeness awaits you. Wholeness awaits you. So listen, grab your copy of The Cutting That Made Me Whole. And I pray that my journey, as you journey through my journey, that wholeness will be ignited in you.
Thank you. Make sure you give them your contact information.
And so if you want to connect with me on Facebook, I am Shavona Whitehead. On Instagram, I am Dr. Vaughn. Instagram is I am Dr. Vaughn. I have an actual group that you can join. That's an empowerment group that's called Manifesting More with Dr. Vaughn. We are actually about to enter, I just remembered, we're actually about to enter a 45-day challenge. It's called our Healing Challenge. So if you want to connect, come on and click that connect button to Manifesting More with Dr. Vaughn. join our group. Well, listen, I push you in that group. So if you're going to come on in the group, let me push you into your healing, because I believe that if I push you, you're going to get somewhere. And so connect with me, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, wherever I am. I have a YouTube channel, Dr. Shavona Whitehead. I have lunchtime empowerment talks every Tuesday at 1 p.m. You can find all of them on my YouTube channel. So if you want to go back and you need some empowerment, we hit for about 15, 20 minutes. And if you can go on the YouTube channel and find all of them. Listen, just stay connected to me. Trust me, 2023 is about to birth something even greater than what God has already done in 2022. So please connect with me, grow with me, stretch with me. But most of all, let's walk in the blessings of the Lord together.
Amen. Amen. So thank you, Dr. Shavona. Everyone, I hope that from our talk tonight that you got something that will help you grow in your relationship with God, that will cut some things out of you that needed to be cut. But first, that you would deal with yourself. That's the most important part. We focus on what everybody else is doing to us instead of focusing on why we allow them to do it to us. So, all right, Dr. Shavona, I just want to thank you once again for being a guest. I want to thank my audience once again, even the new people that are your people that's been out there commenting. I really appreciate you putting things in the chat. I really appreciate you lifting up this woman of God. It shows me her support system is strong. And when you have a strong support system, it's because you support others and they see the greatness that God has placed in you. So, all right, I will see you all next week. And remember, y'all, what y'all supposed to be doing? Y'all supposed to be going to rubygirl.net and hitting the contest tab and registering to get in the Ruby Girl contest. You are welcome to also register, Dr. Shavona, because I'm telling you, this contest is about to be fun. It's about to be life-changing, and it's very unusual. And let me tell you, like I said, we had a great time last year. I anticipate an even greater time this year.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
everybody, I will be back next Tuesday, as always, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another great and fantastic guest. So thank you once again, Dr.
Thank
Shavona,
you.
and you have a great and wonderful evening, everybody.
You
Good
as well.
night.
Thank you. Good
Oh,
night.
you're welcome.